Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you how I turned these super simple burp claws into one-of-a-kind applique burp claws. Now these burp claws came from a seller. I think you can get them on Amazon. The seller is called Defono. I will link them in the description below. Mine came in a 4-pack. You can also get a 5-pack, but they're really nice burp claws. They are super soft. They have a little bit of a binding around the edge. You can applique or embroider either side, or you could just leave them plain. They're so awesome. You could even do iron-on on these if you wanted to personalize them for a gift. But I chose to do some applique. Now my designs came from Appliquetion Station. I will link them in the description below the video as well. And then I added a little personalization. But you can see it was super easy to make a little set of 3. I could have done 4, but I only did 3, and then I did a monogram on this one. But really easy to do. I'm going to walk you through making this one in the video, but the Appliquetion Station instructions are so amazing. I love the way she does her instructions, and I'll show you that in the video. But you can make any of these. They all pretty much follow the same format, and I absolutely love the way that she has digitized these appliques. So let's get started. So these are the burp claws that I'm using. I got these off of Amazon. They came in a package of 4. I really like them. They're very soft. They're very absorbent, and I just think they're perfect for a burp cloth. So that's the ones that I'm going to use. I will link these in the description below the video. So I have already hooped one of the burp claws, and you can see that I have hooped it. I'm using a magnetic hoop or a mighty hoop. I've hooped it so that the bulk of the burp cloth is going to be facing me. This is the side that's going to go into the machine. We're going to be putting our design on this lower half. Now this one I'm not going to put a name, so I've lowered it a little bit. There is a seam right here on the bottom that's kind of a nice break point to center your design. But since I wanted to put the name on this one as well, I raised it up a little bit. But this one I'm aiming more towards the center of this bottom section. So to make these all coordinate, I'm of course using all of the same, or the designs from the same set. So that's going to help them coordinate. I'm also using similar fabrics, similar colors. So that's going to make these all kind of go together in a set. Once you have your burp cloth hooped, and I put tearaway, I wanted to be able to, I know this is going to get washed a lot, but even with that, I wanted it to still be soft. Since this is a burp cloth, it's going to be close to baby or, you know, mom's back or dad's back or shoulder. So I wanted it to be soft on this side. So I just used tearaway, and I think it'll be just fine. So I have already pre-cut all of my fabrics, and I always run a test cut before I do a new applique, just to make sure that everything stitches right, that I've picked all my colors correctly. So I just run it on a piece of cotton. So here are my test appliques. This is the one I did right here, and it's just on a piece of cotton, and I just, you know, testing my fabrics, testing my colors, making sure that everything stitches the way that I think it's going to. And here is the dump truck. So again, I've already cut all of my fabrics. I've already picked them. Everything looks the way I want it to on my test run. So I highly suggest that you do a test run before you take it to your project. So I've got everything loaded on the machine already, but what I wanted to talk to you about is her instruction sheet. I absolutely love this. This is one of the best instruction sheets I've seen, because not only does it give you each step, which they usually do, and each color, but she tells you exactly what it is. This is the mixer fabric. This is the mixer stripe fabric, mixer fabric, mixer stripe fabric, cab fabric. So what she does is she does one placement stitch that stitches out the entire design, and then she does the tack down for each of the fabrics. So you don't get a placement for each step. If you want that, she tells you that you can run each step twice, but there's really no need to do that. So what she does is you do all of your placement stitches, which is putting your fabrics down, and then you will go back and do all your finishing stitches at once. So it works out really nice. This made it so easy to go through the steps and put the colors in. I actually followed her color scheme exactly. I didn't change anything. I just thought that would make it easier for the instructions and easier for those who are following along. It's going to look exactly like the one that you get when you download her files. So we're going to do the mixer truck. This is the dump truck. There's also a box truck and a tow truck. So all of them, like I said, I just absolutely love her instruction sheets. And these are all come in, or the instruction sheets come in the file. So let's take this over to the machine, and the first thing we're going to stitch is our placement stitching. Now I'm using the multi-needle Ricoma EM1010, but if you're using a single needle machine, this is absolutely doable. You could stitch all of your fabric stitches in one color because they're all going to get covered up with your finishing stitches. So you could essentially stitch on a single needle machine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your first 8 steps in the same color of stitching, and then you're going to start your finishing stitches, so you'll have to switch out your colors. Again, I'm using the multi needle machine, so I'm not going to have to stitch it out or change colors in between each one. So let's take this over to the machine and start stitching. Okay, so I have, again, placed this in the hoop, so it's going to be upside down. So I have put my design upside down in the software. Everything is facing me. I'm going to center it, start by centering right in my center marks. I'm going to put the machine on needle 1, and we're actually not too far off. Scoot it over just a hair. And we're going to give it a quick trace, lock the machine. That looks great. So we're going to go ahead and click start and do step 1. Step 1 will be the placement stitch. So I used an erasable Pilot friction pen. This will erase with the heat of an iron, but you can see the stitch of the outline or the placement stitch for the design. So our directions tell us the first step after the placement stitch is the mixer fabric. I'm going to use green. So you want to be able to cover up this part right here. So I'm just going to put that on there. If you want to use a spray adhesive, you can. I'm not going to. I'm just going to put it back in the machine just like this and do the first one.
With you, the sun is shining 24/7. 'Cause when we're together, it feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark, you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you.
So it's stitched down our mixer. All we're going to do now is use our applique scissors and cut as close to those stitch lines as we can without cutting into the stitches. Make sure that you don't cut the burp cloth itself.
Feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark, you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you. Oh, you catch me like a leaf falling from a tree. If I be
I like to keep a lint roller handy so you can pick up those threads. All right, the next one after the mixer fabric is the mixer stripe fabric. So that's going to be my yellow, and that goes right here. So I'm just going to put my yellow over this, take it back to the machine.
style, make a wish. No, I don't fake this kind of feeling, never felt so real.
All right, we're going to trim around that stitch. So again, I really like how she does all of her tack down stitches and then she goes back and does the finishing stitches. This makes it really quick, really easy. And these are such cute trucks. All right, so the next step, we just did the mixer stripe. Next is the cab fabric. So we're gonna go right over the truck. That's going to be my blue fabric. Place that right over that. Put it back on the machine.
My heart is on the table 'cause you're my everything. I do, I wanna marry.
We're gonna trim that one.
'Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good, so good. Every single day we spend apart, I wanna be with you.
She gives you a pretty wide satin stitch on these, so you don't have to get extremely close, but you do want to get it nice and neat.
When I wake up in the morning and I see your face, I'm becoming blind by your dazzling grace. What a beautiful feeling.
All right, once we've done the cab fabric, it's going to be the tire fabric. That's going to be my black, and we're just going to cover up the tires. Take it back to the machine.
Close to you, there's nothing else I wanna do. Ooh, and from the fields of flowers you chose to pick me. You're spreading sugar on my misery, and I don't fake this kind of feeling, never felt so real. My heart is on the table 'cause you're my everything. I do, I wanna marry.
After the tire fabric, we have the fender fabric, which is the orange. It's going to go right here. Back to the machine. Okay, after the fender fabric, we have the bumper fabric. That's just this little gray piece here.
Feels so good, so good.
Fender fabric, bumper fabric. Now we're on the window fabric. Going to be my last piece that we're going to place, and we're going to put that right over the cab. The window goes right there.
I wanna marry you. 'Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good, so good. Every single day we spend apart, I wanna be with you.
Okay, so we've done the window fabric. Now it's going to do all of the finishing stitches. So I'm going to take my machine off manual, and I'm just going to let it finish all of these stitching. If you have a single needle machine, you're just going to do the mixer stripe stitching. It's going to be these yellow stripes. And then it's going to be the mixer stitching, which is the green stripes, the headlight, the cab, the tire, the bumper, the fender, which are the orange, the window, and the tire. So over on the machine, I'm going to take it off of automatic manual, which is where it stops after every step. So I'm going to hit the colors, and I'm going to put it back on AA, and that's just going to continuously stitch all of my finishing stitches. So I'm going to click OK. So we're back in the hoop, and I'm just going to let it finish all of my finishing stitches.
With you, the sun is shining 24/7. 'Cause when we're together, it feels like we're in heaven. If it will get dark, you'll be my million stars. I know I can lean on you. Ooh, you catch me like a leaf falling from a tree. If I'll be a shooting star, you make a wish. No, I don't fake this kind of feeling, never felt so real. My heart is on the table 'cause you're my everything. I do, I wanna marry you. 'Cause when you're around, I know it's true. The way you make me feel is so good, baby. So good, so good. Every single day we spend apart, I wanna be with you. Baby, take my hand, hold it tight just like you do. Feels so good, so good. When
Here's our finished design. I just have one big jump stitch here. Clean up the back. Very little cleanup. Okay, so we're ready to remove it from the hoop. Thanks so much for watching this tutorial. If you enjoyed it, please click like, subscribe, click that bell so that you're notified every time there is a new video. Don't forget to check out Application Station and Defono. Thanks so much for watching. See ya. Bye-bye.